And take your time. You can always put the legs up the wall and anything that is convenient. And then we can start pedaling our feet. Allow the hip to wiggle from side to side. And keep the spine and pelvis heavy. And like you're taking a walk on the ceiling. Allow the blood flow and circulation to happen around the hip and the legs and toes. We are doing what we have been doing the whole day is to resist the gravity. Now we are turning the body upside down and we're going to relax and allow the blood flow to return. And every time we exhale, we'll let everything sink just a little bit more. Whenever we're ready, just find the stillness if you like the stillness. And let's relax that left leg or whichever leg it is. Down the floor, let's focus on the other one. So the leg on the floor might be bent, might be straight. We'll hold on to both sides of the strap with the same hand. The hand belongs to the leg that is up in the air. Open your chest and then start to open that leg to an inner leg stretch. And we'll breathe in to the front of your hip. And the exhalation, bring that leg all the way across the center line, going to the other direction. This is always my to-go when my legs is very heavy and tired, or if you have been sitting. And for people who are taking a long flight, and open, stretch, and maybe rock the hip from side to side. We follow the sensation, follow the gravity, and maybe rock one more time, and let's open into the inner leg stretch. Adjust the distance between your hand and the foot, and by lengthening or shortening the strap, find it just right amount of the sensation. Can always slide a block underneath that leg if it's too much. And try our best to relax everywhere except that hand that is holding onto the strap, that arm, but the rest of the body is completely relaxed. Surrender, keep surrendering. Now on the very next breath, we slowly bring that leg all the way. Let's bring the leg straight to the other side. Switch the hand that is holding onto the strap, maybe bend the other knee. We adjust the hip and let's come into that twist. Now from here, we're adding some movement. Once we find the hip and stacked, the spine is long, the rotation might be slightly stuck. And then we slowly close. So the hand, we're going to close it. Exhalation, use that left hand to close. And then circle that hand if it's possible. Trace the floor over the top of the head. And slowly we open. That arm might be bent, might be straight, and you feel lots of sensation all the way across the body. Pull the belly in. The leg, the right leg might be bent, might be straight. And then take our time and we bring that arm all the way back. Exhalation. Inhalation, again, I will keep the hips stacked and let the upper body turn, rotating toward the ceiling. And exhalation, let's release that twist and bring that arm back. Now we'll go in there 2 more times. Entire inhalation, rotating that arm bone in the shoulder socket. And the very next exhalation, we close. Only one more. Breathe in, open. And then we're going to stay wherever feels right. And this time, I'm going to stay. Now we use that arm to slowly bring that leg back to the center. And let's take the other leg in and we'll go back to that centered position. I call it upside down forward fold. Maybe you like to do some rocking with the hip. Maybe you like to pedal your feet and take a walk on the ceiling again. Anytime we're ready, we let go the other leg, bend to a straight. I feel very different at this point. Hold on to the both sides of strap with the other hand. And we open. Breathe in. Exhalation. Cross that leg. Cross the center line to the other side. Let your hip rock again. Breathe in, open. And breathe out, close. Letting the breath heal the body. Make one more opening and closing, and then we stay in that opening position. Keep adjusting the distance between your hand and that foot until we find the just right amount of the sensation. And one of the metaphor we always use is the Goldilocks principle. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. It's just right. Not too hard, not too soft. It's just right for us. Now, whenever we're ready, we take that leg all the way across. So bend the other leg if that feels better. We'll adjust the hips, switch the head, and then we slowly take both knees to the other side. One side feels different than the other. So take your time to adjust. Make sure there's not too much pinching. It's all on the other side, outside of the body. Open the chest, and then when we're ready, it feels extremely good at this point. If you want to, the top arm is going to circle back, and then we take that twist away. And inhalation, bring that twist back so your knees are stacked, legs and going to the same direction, and the upper body is moving. Exhalation. Entire inhalation open. Entire exhalation close. And follow the rhythm of your feet. Very last one. And we stay open. Or you can keep moving if this is nice. It's a wonderful bump stretch. I love, especially if you have any kind of IT band issue or a sciatica issue. This is just perfect. Again, we take the body to a place that is just right. Not too strong, not to the point that we don't feel anything. Just right. Now, very slowly, let's take that leg and use the arms to help. And then one more time, we'll bring the other leg in. It might feel very different. Might like to be still, or again, keep moving. And then we keep the strap or not, to start to separate the legs. My straps are really long. I have a longer strap, that's awesome. And we make our way to a happy baby. And if you're able to catch your toes and feet, you might not need a strap, and please do that. Only if this feels good. And then we do some rocking from side to side. Now slowly we make our way back to a still happy baby, focusing on letting the entire spine rest on the floor from the top of the head all the way to the tailbone. As much as we can, we let the spine sink. Now, whenever we're ready, we're going to connect the soles of the feet. And then we're coming to a butterfly. So maybe you like to hold on to the feet. Maybe you're ready to lift your chin, lift your head and tuck your chin and start to add some squeeze and still. Maybe rock from side to side. And then we slowly separate the legs and maybe hold on to the back of the knees or the front or rock full in the back or side to side, and we make our way to our hands and knees. Just find a regular cat and cow, or if you like to keep your body move around in circular or wiggle around like a very happy puppy. I always call a very happy puppy. I have a dog with very long body, so every time she moves, the body jiggles. You can do that. We're going for one more back and forth cat and cow. And on the very next exhalation, tuck the toes, lift the hip, and we'll come into a first down dog of the day. Maybe pedal the feet. Maybe be still. Maybe wiggle the hip from side to side. Whatever feels right at this moment. And let's lower back onto our knees. Take the knees apart, toes together. And then we'll come into a child's pose from here. And let the chest descend. Open the back of the shoulders. Relax the forehead on the floor. My body some more time. Let the child's pose just melt away. And slowly we come back to our hands and knees. And this time we come into our arm and leg balance and just pick one arm, one leg, and send the opposite arm and leg away from each other. We take a big breath in, reach your fingers and toes away from each other, big breath. And exhalation, we come back and I'm going to switch to the other side and breathe in. Stretch the other fingers and toes away from each other, pull the belly in, and keep searching for the length and take a few more breaths. And then we're going to relax them down. And this time, the first leg, let's keep it bent, point the toes at the opposite arm if you like, and level the hip, pull the belly in, pushing strongly onto the grounding hand. Exhalation down. And the other one, breathe in. Again, point the toes, activate the hamstrings. The hamstrings we just stretched. And exhalation down. And one more time, we decide and point the toes or straighten the legs. Breathe in. Exhalation down. One more. Inhalation, stretch. Exhalation down. Now the leg that is closer to the camera. I'm going to breathe. Exhalation, bring that knee and the elbow together. Tuck your chin, squeeze the belly. Wake up the energy, wake up the core. Breathe in. Exhalation. Inhalation. Open. Exhalation. Squeeze. Last one. Inhalation. Exhalation, squeeze. Inhalation, we open it one more time. Exhalation, hands on the floor. Let's take that leg out to the side, a big step forward, and bring your bottom knee toward the outside. So you're coming to a half child's pose. Tuck the bottom foot in and walk your hands in between. So body weight is shifted to the center, back to the center. We shift that way forward and pushing onto the floor with both hands. Exhalation, sit back into that water bug or half child's pose. Breathe in, send body weight forward again, pushing onto both hands. Exhalation, we sit back and maybe rock back and forth a few more times. And maybe add a tricep push-up if you like that option. And wake up the upper and lower body at the same time. Let's go there 2 more times. 1 more time. And then we're going to stay in the water bug. Maybe crawl down onto the forearms, maybe forehead between the forearms. And feel that inner leg stretch, a little bit different. Again, we stay here for the just right position. So it's not too strong, not somewhere we cannot feel it. And feel that inner hip. Now from here, we're going to walk the hands back toward the legs. Be careful, we're going to rotate the foot in. And let's sit down into that half butterfly. Breathing, stretch. Breathe out, going for a side bend toward that straight leg. Breathing, let's rise back to the center. Exhalation, adding a twist to the other side. Inhalation, come back to the center one more time. Exhalation, hinge forward and lift the hip and roll back onto the knees. And then from here, we're going to bring that leg back and tuck the toes, bring both legs up into the ceiling. I'll make our way back to down dog. Anytime we're ready, we lower down to our hands and knees. We'll find a regular cat and cow, or we go around if that's better. One more time, back and forth in cat and cow. Then we find a neutral spine and take the leg that is far away from the camera. Let's bring it up and maybe point the toes, maybe stretch the legs. We decide. At the opposite arm, breathe in. Exhalation, squeeze elbow and knee together. Inhalation, we stretch. Exhalation, we squeeze. Let's go there 2 more times. Inhalation, stretch. Exhalation, squeeze. Last one, inhalation, stretch. Exhalation, squeeze. Now one more time, we stretch and bring both hands on the floor and send the other leg. I have to change a little bit. I have no space on the other side. the other leg out to the side, and then bring your bottom knee out, tuck the bottom foot in, and sit back into that half child's pose, and then shift the body weight centered so you can feel more inner thigh stretch. Now, if this is nice, you're just gonna do rock forward and back. Just continue on the other side. Ooh, that's so strong. Did we just do the inner leg stretch? Now we're just stretching a different dimension. That's why it still feels very strong for me. Inhalation, rock forward and take the weight off the hip. Exhalation, sit back. Forward and back. Again, if you like to add a tricep push-up, please do. I'm still recovering from the core class I did last time. I think I'm not gonna go back to it's too much. Exhalation, push. Or maybe I just not exercising the right muscles. And that's probably the reason you should go back. Anything that you don't like, try again. Well, first of all, it's not bad for you, like smoking, you don't want to try that. But exercise, maybe try it again. So you're going to go for one more back and forth. And then we come back to that water buck or half child's pose, or however you like to call it, and resting back onto the elbows. And some people go all the way flat on the belly and the chest. If that's you, please do. Forehead on the floor. Now very slowly we walk the hands back. And again, we're going to sit all the way back into that half butterfly on this side. There. You can see each other. And take a big breath in, and we reach all the way to our fingertips. Exhalation, side bend in the other direction. Inhalation, come back. Push the sitting bones on the floor. Upper body is long. Exhalation, twist to the other side. Slowly, let's make our way back to the center, and then just lift the hip off the floor and walk back onto the hands and bend both legs, then the other leg back to down dog. Again, and maybe you like to stay still, maybe you like to continue moving that down dog and wiggle around. And start one step at a time, walk the hands and feet toward each other. We're coming to a forward fold. Feet maybe hip distance apart and upper body sway from side to side or forward and back. Now just find our strap, wherever it is. As we slowly come up, we take the strap with us, breathing halfway, allow the blood pressure to stabilize and breathe out full. Breathing, come back all the way into a standing position. Now we're taking the strap. So we're going to face each other, maybe again, feet about hip distance apart. Strap is about shoulder distance apart. We're going to take a big breath in, maybe wider than the shoulder because we're going to go for a rotation. So bring it all the way overhead. We take a big breath and reach the heart into the ceiling. Exhalation out. So we come down into a squat. I think the camera is tilted. I'm not tilted. And then we come down. Breathing, we rise. And exhalation, come down into a squat. Inhalation, we rise, power through from the soles of the feet. Exhalation, squat. Strap about chest height. And going back and forth. Exhalation down. Last one, inhalation. Exhalation down. And then this time, we're going to bring that strap all the way over. So if you have to force it, bring the strap wider and rotate the shoulder back. So we're going to continue. Rotate it back into that squat. Inhalation, we rise. Go back. Ooh. Exhalation, center. And down. And then back and forth. Going for one more. And this time we're going to bring that strap all the way back. And make it quite short to maybe you like to lace your fingers. Maybe just keep the strap short enough. And so when we fold, we're going for that shoulder extension. See wherever feels right. Maybe let your body wiggle from side to side. Now we unlace the fingers and let it go one side of the strap and come back to that forward fold. Hands might be on the floor and then we're going back to that rock, forward and back, all the way onto the tippy toes. Lift the heels off the floor, way down to the hands. Exhalation and come onto the heels. Maybe hands are very light and lift the front of the feet to the rock, forward and back. And whenever we're ready, we find that stillness. I take that strap back, one vertebrae at a time we rise. Take that strap with us. And then feel free to go for the wall, the chair, anything that might work. And I'm going to try, since we have the strap, we plant one foot on the floor. Let's take the other knee in. So maybe try just traditionally we hug that knee in, but since we have the strap, once in a while we try a challenge. Going into the right distance and start to take that leg up. And maybe both hands like we did when we are lying down. And then try our best to relax the shoulders. Oh, I'm falling. And gaze on something that is not moving. And slowly we bring that leg down. And press that foot on the floor. We're going to try the other one. Pushing down onto the grounding foot. or kick the other heel. Feel free to put the back on the wall on something that can give us slight support. So when we need, or we can take the weight off that support. I'm falling. And we focus the brain, we focus the mind, we focus the breath. Going for one more breath here. And then slowly, see, I don't skate. I don't rollerblade because I fell miserably and I gave up. So this is my balance training. So we're gonna let go of the strap. Let's take a big breath. We just bring the legs wide all the way up in exhalation. Slowly fold. I'm gonna go back and forth. A big inhalation will rise. Big exhalation and take a few very deep breaths. Going for one more. And then slowly we're just gonna hinge forward and come all the way back to that wide leg forward fold. And from here, still doing for some back stretch, walk the hands away from the legs and just shift away forward and back. So in a side view, I'm not sure if you can see me. In a side view, just for that flat back, wide leg forward fold. Let's go for one more back and forth. And stay here in that wide leg forward fold and stay in the very flat back. And then we walk the feet heel toe in, and when we're ready, and to the mat distance apart, about hip distance apart. Turn the toes out, heels in, and walk the hands back in toward the legs. And then we come down into a squat, and that's what we meet. So it's a upside down happy baby here. Now slowly we come back onto our hands and walk the feet back, down dog. Let's take that left leg, oh, not left leg, sorry, the leg that is, let's do the far away from the camera. Take that leg up into the air, going for that 3-leg dog. Give your foot some circle this way and that way in the air. When you're ready, bring that knee forward and foot in front of the mat. I'm gonna start with the back knee lift to the maybe hands in between the legs and maybe hands on the block. We take a big breath in and we allow the hip to sink and reach the heart forward. And the very next exhalation, we sit back into a very long pyramid pose. And then come back again, breathing, bend that front knee and reach your heart forward. Breathe out, sit back into a very long pyramid pose. Let's go there 2 more times. Inhalation. Exhalation. One more time. Inhalation. Exhalation. And stay in that very long pyramid. If you like to add extra, you can always lift that front toes off the floor and just getting a little bit of an extra stretch. And slowly we bend our front knee, plant the foot on the floor. We lower the back knee on the floor, relax the back foot. So you can slowly bring that energy down this side. Again, we might like to stay in that lunge. Exhalation, a very low pyramid or runner stretch. Inhalation, shift away forward and let that hip descend. Exhalation, sit back. Again, we're going for 2 more inhalations, shift away forward. And exhalation back. One more time. Now from here, we stay in that runner stretch. The hand that is closer to the camera, maybe plant on the floor. The other hand on your low back. Lift your chest. We're going for a twist here. Maybe add the arm if you like. Bring your gaze toward the ceiling if that's nice. And slowly come back. We bend our front knee. We're going to take the back leg in and cross the front leg over. We'll come into our shoelace. Find the sitting bones. Relax the shoulders. And start with some neck rotation. Breathe in the first half of the circle. Breathe out the second. One more time, side to side. I'll find that center. Find the sitting bones on the floor. Take a big breath in. We'll add the arms to your shoulder height, and whichever leg is on top, the same arm go under. We're giving ourselves a hug, or we come to ego. And take a big breath in and reach the fingertips into the ceiling. Roll the shoulders down and maybe elbows toward the ceiling and push the sitting bones down. Just a few more breaths. It's my favorite. My shoulders so tight. This is always the best. And exhalation. Let's bring the elbows in toward the belly. Spread the forearms and tuck the chin. And stay. Let your body round. Let the back stretch out. Release all the tension. And slowly we breathe in and we release the arms. Let all the blood flow return to our fingertips. Bring the arms over the head. Exhalation. Let's twist toward that top leg. Now make our way back to the center one more time. Exhalation, hands by your side. And here's the option, pick up the strap, or without strap, we're gonna release the top leg. I'm gonna wrap the strap or no strap. And if you just that little bit off, the strap will make a huge difference to make this so much easier. I'm gonna come into a bit of a stretch and seated and stand. Send the sitting bones, send the heel into the corner of the ceiling. Keep relaxing the shoulders. Now, if this is wonderful, maybe adding the other leg in if you're ready. Yeah, and this is 95% of the center balance. Once we find the center balance, everything becomes so much easier. And then whenever we are ready, we slowly bend our legs, let go the strap, connect the soles of the feet and let the knees open into our butterfly, and maybe give our toes some squeeze, and maybe do some rocking side to side. And maybe allowing the upper body to fold. Now, when we're ready, we come up and place the hands behind us and separate the knees, separate the feet, and going for some windshield wipe from side to side. And then just bring legs to one side or cross over however we like, and then we'll come back to down dog. And this time the leg that is closer to the camera, we take it up. No, the other one? I don't remember. Oh dear, yes it is. And then we bring that knee forward and foot in front of the mat. Again, and maybe have the hands on the blocks, maybe on the floor, we decide. And try to let that hip lower down and just reach forward, and we're coming into a high lunge. I call it a dinosaur, a big lizard. Exhalation, sit back. Ooh. Inhalation forward. Entire exhalation back. Two more, the big ones. One more time. Maybe we stay here. From here again, we can lift the front toes or not, and just take a little bit further or not. And whenever we're ready, we plant the front foot down, bend the knee, lower the back knee, relax the back foot to know we're going back, and this one feels better. Let that chest rise, breathe in, exhalation, go back to that runner stretch. A smaller pyramid, now going back and forth. And again, I start to wind down the energy. So the breath becomes deeper now. And less muscle tension. One more. And stay here in that runner stretch. We'll plant the other hand on the floor, the other hand on the low back. We'll lift a little bit higher with the chest. Find a long spine and we rotate. Again, if you like to add arm, please do. Slowly, let's make our way back and bend our front knee. Let's take that back leg in. This is my favorite part. Now take a seat and cross your legs or cross your legs closer and just find both sitting bones. And then relax the shoulders, tuck the chin. We're going back to that wonderful rotation. Relax the neck. Sometimes it's the pillow. Sometimes I always say, maybe not for everybody, but for women, the upper body strength is definitely not as strong as men. So with yoga, we do a lot of chaturanga or those planks, or we have to lift to that heavy bag of potatoes. So, and just adding on to the stress for the neck and shoulder, we're going to relax them. Maybe one more time, back and forth. And oh my goodness, I just got that wonderful spot in my neck. We take a big breath in and we add the arms, breathe in. Exhale, the other arm belong to the top leg. Go under. We're going to wrap or a very tight hug. You decide. Pushing the sitting bones down, shoulders down, and start to reach the spine one vertebrae at a time toward the ceiling. By the elbow, we add the gaze, add the fingertips, keep breathing. Exhalation, elbows in, spread the forearms. I'm very deep hug. Tuck the chin under. Very next inhalation, let's slowly unwrap the arms and slowly we come back. Exhalation, let's twist to the other side. Let's make our way back to the center And again, and pick up the other leg with bare hands or a strap. The Goldilocks principle. Not too hard, not too easy, just right. Now again, if you'd like to add the other leg in, please do. Just make sure nothing can hurt you for your fall back. Now, anytime we're ready, we connect the soles of the feet, we bend our knees, we'll come back to that butterfly. If you like to again rock from side to side, please do. The very next inhalation, we slowly come out of this. If you like the supported hip bridge and have the block handy, I'm going to lie down and then just going for one more position. It's still not too late, so hopefully we can still have a decent sleep from here. And we're going to place the feet about hip distance apart, knees about hip distance apart. And stretch your arms overhead. Oh my goodness, I love that. My shoulders are too tight. And breathe in. And exhalation, pushing down to both feet. Lift the hip at the same time. Bring the arms all the way down to your side and palms facing down. So we entire inhalation, let the spine lower all the way to your tailbone, and at the same time, arms overhead. Exhalation, arms by your side, and lift the hip at the same time, and keep the knees same distance apart. When we complete our breath, we come back and open. Exhalation. One more time, inhalation, open. Exhalation. Now this time, maybe we stay here in our hip bridge just for a little bit longer. Maybe walk the shoulders just a little bit closer to each other. Now, if you love it, just ready for a supported hip bridge, you can take the block, slide underneath the hip, and let that hip rest on the block. You can keep your legs bent, it's okay. Another option is to connect the soles of the feet, let the legs open back into butterfly. I like this one because we can do some rocking from side to side. We can massage the bum. I like the corner of the block massaging those meaty part where the sciatica nerve run in and out. I don't want those muscles to be too tight. I want to give them a very gentle, smooth massage. Option number 3 is to stretch your legs straight and see. Oh, that feels good. So whatever feels good. Yeah, stay there. You can just ditch the block or keep the legs bent, wherever. It's all good. I was reading this book called Blood Pressure Down, and one of the recommendations is to do the brisk walk. So I did, can say it's brisk walk, but it's fast walk today, and I can totally feel that my legs are so tight. If you like to stay on the block, please do, or slide the block away anytime you start to feel more pressure across the back side of the body, and then just come back into our final relaxation.